Hey everybody, Lady Cheryl here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Share this video please to all of your friends. Can somebody come and take a look at this? Can you look at this? Can you believe this? How did my garden, how did this happen? And they expect me to clean this up by myself? Now, in this video, I'm going to share, because my son-in-law has a couple of business trips along with my daughter, they took the pool down early. And when they did that, I noticed they didn't have enough room in the garage to store everything, so I gave them one of my garden benches. And then they moved one from over there to over here, and we cleaned out a lot of stuff and threw away a lot of stuff that had fried because it was just too hot in the garden benches. Anyway, I'm going to share with you a special way how I plant carrots. I'm going to give you an update on some of the seedlings that I grew upstairs in the hydroponic systems and transplanted them down here. And also, I'm going to share with you how I got some plants on clearance, and I'm going to plant them. They're perennials, and so they'll come back next year. I'll probably just take a little plants from upstairs out at a time and get them planted. But I hope by the end of the video, I'll have everything in the garden for the fall and winter planted. Okay? All right, let's get started. It is about 84 degrees. It is 5:30 in the afternoon, and I want to show you my garden. Look pretty good, huh? But wait until you see all of this crap. You see all of that? And all on that patio table. And over here, all organic products that I used. A couple of them are over there. I got duplicates. Anyway, I'm gonna clean all of this up. My son-in-law was nice enough to move my garden bench right there. I had two of them. I gave him one. That weed killer that you see over there, that's his, not mine. He uses it on the patio and the sidewalk in the front. But this is my job. We moved the wheelbarrow out. I shoveled all of the compost into that container right over there. So I was gonna show you. Oh, the seedlings I grew upstairs in my room. I transplanted yesterday. They're perking up. As you can see here, the mustard spinach is germinating. And this is what the mustard spinach looks like. So I have my job cut out for me, but I'm gonna get it done. Since it's cooler, as long as it's 85 degrees or cooler, I'll come out here every day and work a little bit in the morning and a little bit in the afternoon. Also, the giant red mustard greens came up. They germinated in 2 days. They're looking good. It's a little crowded. But guys, I'm going to be eating some of them for microgreens, and that's how I plan to thin them out. I want to show you this. This is my dwarf pink lady apple tree. Okay, let me show you the container that it was in. I want you to know that I did this by myself, and I didn't have my phone with me, and I didn't want to go back upstairs to get it, so I didn't film it. This was the container that the dwarf pink lady apple tree was in before I transplanted it into a larger container. When I first got that tree, it was like a stick, and it's doing really well now. I don't see any evidence of shock from it being transplanted, so I'm grateful of that, but I'm gonna wait a few days before I say that it's absolutely no shock to the tree. But that root ball was still intact, and so I'm feel good about it. Inside of here, I'm gonna put 3 containers. Come on, Bria. She's gonna put one here. Can another one fit? Okay, then we'll put the miscellaneous stuff into these containers. Can you take these 2 baskets out? My grandkids have to take a bath, guys, and so they only have 5 minutes to work with me out here. Guys, don't they look much better? You know, my shade cloths, my insect netting, 90% shade, 40% shade, all my organic products. These are some hoops I have never used. A light. The bench is closed. It's looking good. Brian putting some items that are heavy on the top, and we're done. I thank God for my grandbabies. This morning, I'm going to plant some butternut squash. 4 seeds in this 20-gallon container. I already have my tomato cages, 3 of them set up so that they can climb up and sprawl. I'll be able to train them to either go down this row here with all these beautiful plants or up on this stone wall ledge. I have the seeds planted. There are a couple green onions in this pot. And I want you to know that it takes approximately 125 days from seed to harvest. And if I'm blessed, to be able to harvest some butternut squash before we get our first frost. I have a few onions, as I said, planted in that pot. And then I have this little smaller container of green onions next to it. The scent of the onions will repel non-beneficial insects. I had a lot of squash bugs in the spring and summer garden all over here, and that's why I decided to grow the squash over here. I didn't have any problems with squash bugs, borders, or aphids in this area, especially my cantaloupe I was concerned about. I have onions here, and then onion right here. Okay, so here's what it looks like 4 days later. It was real hot, so they germinated fast and grow very fast. But you have to be careful because you have to come out and water a couple of times a day when it's this hot. I am sitting outside. It's currently 74 degrees. The high today is going to be 92. So I'm going to take advantage of this cooler weather in the morning at least. And I'm going to plant these carrots. Cherry Belle, Chardonnay Red, Scarlet. And I got these free seeds. This is a coral carrot. And this is my favorite. It's a Parisian carrot. A little roundish kind of carrot. I am not going to label them. All of these are cold hardy. They can take really low temperatures, and I'm going to show you how I do it. I got a little trick that I like to use. So the first thing I do is, guys, I just come in here and kind of roughly smooth or make sure it lumps soil. The next thing I'm going to do is water this bed real good. Different ways to plant carrot seeds, but I'm going to show you my most successful way. What I do is, because the seeds are so small, I just broadcast them. I broadcast them, and then I sprinkle a little soil on top of them. And then I place this board, and I have 2 of them. One is upstairs. So I'm going to try to broadcast them in this area, okay? Because I've used cardboard or wood to keep the seeds in place when you water them. But those materials, the cardboard and the wood, are porous, meaning they absorb the moisture. So I started using this acrylic board. I have another one, like I said, upstairs. So I'm going to put the seeds right around this area. So I'm going to put a little hole here, put my finger here, and put my finger here and here. So I know where to put these seeds. And I'm going to do the same thing over there. So I'm going to take this up, put it right here, and you can see I have an outline of a rectangle where I'm going to sow my seeds. And I'm just going to sprinkle some seeds, and I'll thin them out later. And then I am going to lightly cover with soil and put the board on. So I already need 1 small shovel of soil, and I'm just going to lightly sprinkle it on top with my left hand while I'm trying to film with my right hand. I think I got it. I just spread something around, and I still see the outline right here. And then I'm just going to lay this board down. That's it. And so let me demonstrate. When I water, the seeds won't be moving all around. Okay, that's it, guys. Now, if you're wondering if I'm going to do something with this extra space, you are absolutely right. I'm going to plant some kale seeds all around the border. So just to be clear, I'll come out here and I'll ease up every few days, okay, and see if I see germination. And once the seeds germinate, I'll take this board off. Changed my mind. I decided to put Bloomsdale spinach with the carrots because they both can take a similar temperature as far as a low, below freezing temperature, around 15. You can start harvesting spinach in about 40 to 50 days. Move the board off of these carrots. You can see some of them are coming up. It's still real moist. Over here is that stevia seeds that the wind blew or birds put in here. A few more of the carrots are coming up. I think I'm just going to put the board about right here. And still water very, very lightly over here. And I know these over here haven't come up yet. Oh, it's something. I see a little faint green. Okay, let's keep the board down. All right. You can see here, they are doing really well. Some of the spinach is trying to come up as well around the borders. Usually, before I started using boards, the carrots will scatter everywhere, guys. And now they're staying in place. So that's the main thing I wanted to share with you. I'll come back in a couple of days because it is 92 degrees out here and still too hot for me to put my starts out. I'm a little late watering my garden today because I had a doctor appointment, and I want to show you the carrot. Close. You can see a pattern, a rectangle where the seeds were planted. Same thing over here. So I'm very happy. I have spinach coming up. Let me go closer. See the spinach coming up around the border? So that's going to be really cool. Really, really happy with the results. Even that stevia over there is getting bigger. I lost a lot of the starts. That's why I kept waiting to bring them out. It's just too hot. I think it was 98 degrees yesterday. And probably by next week, it'll be cooler temperatures in the 80s. So I'll bring them all out then. And where they're going to go, in case I didn't tell you before, they're going to go into these two new garden beds that I've been prepping to accommodate my cold weather crops. Okay. Here's an idea for you if you haven't tried it before. This is a tiny Tim tomato seedling that I started on 7/25 and upstairs in my hydroponic system, and I brought it out here. I put it in a basket. This is enough soil in this Keeter basket to accommodate this plant. And now I'm going to show you what else I grow in a basket, and I've shared it many times. I grow beans in a basket or peas in a basket. So I think I'll grow some peas in a basket. Remove all the soil out of this hanging basket and replenished it with potting mix and compost. And then I hung it up before I watered it. Now I'm getting ready to water it because you want to work smart and not hard, and it'll be heavier if I water it first. And I'm watering it until I see water running through the bottom. And I'm going to grow these Tom Thumb peas. And they don't require a trellis. And I'm just going to use all of them. So far, we only had one pea to germinate. I'm not worried about it. They will come up soon. No, it looks like there's another one coming up right there. Yep. I'll let you see in a couple weeks. I've been working out here for a while, but I can't stay long because the rain is coming down now. I want you to see that I put those coneflowers that I got on sale at Lowe's 50% off. And here's another one. And let me show you where I'm getting ready to put them and why I put them strategically here. I'm preparing this container, but I saw a lot of ants in it, so I'm going to wait until after the rain, and then I'll put diatomaceous earth here. And over here, I put the dianthus. They're perennial in my area with the cone flowers. And you can see these right here, I moved from a food forest 2 years ago. Okay, so, you know, you can see how hardy they are. I moved one of the cherry tomatoes that I was growing hydroponically here. I pulled one of the pepper plants out here. Hydroponically grown celery right there. Hydroponically grown tomato here. And I planted another one right over there. Okay, so that's it for today. Because it's raining. Unless it stops raining, then I'll come back out. Temperature is cooler today because of the rain. But I just looked at the forecast and I'll insert it. We're going to have 98 and 96, I believe, degree temperatures again. The black galvanized beds over there and over here, I'm not going to plant them until I know the temperatures are consistently in the 80s during the day. That's the pot that had a lot of ants in it, so I turned it over, put diatomaceous earth, and then sprinkled some on the top and all the way around the planter. And over here, I want to show you I'm planting my second coneflower. I'm talking loud because the dog is barking next door. And I ran out of potting mix to bring this up a little bit higher, the soil level. So what I did was, in the bench, I found some old potting mix, some organic seed starting mix, and some perlite. What I did was I put that here in this container, mixed it all up real good, planted my coneflower, and I wanted it to be close to the apple tree right there in the spring so the pollinators will pollinate the apples. Then I'm going to take my vinca that I had caught on sale at Lowe's for $1, and just like that pot over there, I'm going to plant the vinca around the coneflowers. This is what it looks like all potted up, and I'm very pleased. It's so pretty. Now I'm going to show you a couple more things I did this morning. I mulched my tomatoes and the fruit tree that I potted up and the hanging basket of tomatoes over here. And now all I have to do is finish dragging that pepper plant right there. I'm going to set it right here. Okay, I'm done for the day. I really need to straighten these bricks up, but it can wait until another day. I've learned, because I love gardening so much, I don't care if I'm out of breath, I still keep working, but now I have to pace myself. So I'm proud of what I did today. Okay, I'll bring you more footage tomorrow. Okay, it's Saturday, September the 14th. Everything's looking really good. The coneflowers that I transplanted a few days ago have adjusted well. Let's take a look over here very quickly. Oh, yes. We see that the mustard spinach, like here, these are the same, growing really well. Celery, look like I'm going to lose one of my transplants from the hydroponic systems. I might lose two, but that's okay. That's why I planted all of them out here. All of them from that brand. Okay, look at my little celebrity tomato plant I was growing upstairs in the hydroponic systems. Got a flower on it, see? All right. The red mustard greens, going to thin them out. They're doing good. My mint that I'm growing from seed is doing well. The dwarf Siberian kale, you see the one that I transplanted from the hydroponic system, lost some of the leaves. I'm going to go ahead and take this one off right here too. But hey, all in all, it looks pretty good. And this is the same variety growing in these two pots. Let's go over here. This celebrity tomato plant I transplanted from upstairs that was hydroponically grown. It's not showing any evidence of shock. That tree is doing good. I'm back at Lowe's looking at the clearance section for some perennials that will come back every year. And I don't see too much. However, I do see some more vincas. They're only $1. I think I'll pick up a couple of those, and then I'm out of here. I think I'll pick up a couple of these pink ones, since I don't have that color. Yeah, that's pretty. So far that'll only be $3. Let me see, this one looks pretty good. A little yellowing because it's been overwatered. Yeah, I'll just pick up 5 of these. Where I planted them, And behind them, you can see I have Tiny Tim tomatoes growing really, really well. Okay, here is Brian's cucumber that we planted in 107 degrees. I didn't think it was going to make it, nor did Brian. And that's why I say all the time, there's no mistakes in gardening. You have to push the envelope, see what you can do. As you can see here, it's making flowers. Over here, making flowers. This is the beta alpha cucumber. It doesn't need to cross-pollinate, so take some chances. This was planted, as I said, in 107 degrees. Now here's something else I want to show you. I paid $2 for this dead on arrival tomato plant from Lowe's. I covered it in shade through the hottest part of the summer, and you can see now it has flowers, a lot of them. And it has suckers growing in between the arms or the leaves. I'm not going to trim them. I usually do that when I have a lot of plants. Look at the one I grew hydroponically right next to it. It's much shorter. I think I can get a better angle over here. Yeah. You see how much growth, more growth I have by taking a chance. And here is the hydroponically grown kale. I lost a few leaves. I showed you that earlier in the video. But look at it now. If I hadn't took that chance and grew it hydroponically, knowing that it may die outside, look at these. These are the seeds that I started. Just contrast how further along the same Siberian kale is if I hadn't started it earlier. Remember the beans that were scorched under the shade cloth? I took a chance. And now we're getting beans. Let me show you more. Right here, I planted beans with the sweet potatoes. And now the flowers are coming on, and you can see tiny little string beans right there. I have some more. Another container of beans that I started. Check this out, guys. This one is further along. Gets more sun. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I like my beans to just get just a little bit bigger than that. I don't like them real big. Okay, take a chance. There's no mistakes in gardening. Today, I would like to offer a few words of encouragement. If you have health conditions, or if you know someone that has health conditions, I'm asking that you share my video with them to let them see that a 70-year-old lady with stage 4 kidney disease, an AFib heart condition, as well as some other things going on, you can still have a garden. You just have to pace yourself, do a little every day, and keep your body moving. You see those sweet potatoes right there? And that perpetual spinach in the garden bed and the green stalks? I grew all of that during 107-degree temperatures. And if I can do it, you can do it too. So far, we only had one pea to germinate. I'm not worried about it. They will come up soon. No, it looks like there's another one coming up right there. Yep. I'll let you see in a couple weeks. 7:30 in the morning. It's supposed to be 96 degrees today, but after that, temperatures are supposed to drop into the 80s. So I took a chance and put my starts out here. I know they'll be fine. They'll look a little wimpy now, but they'll be fine later. Over here, I'm going to sow seeds after it rains. It's supposed to have rain for a couple of days. And here is the first garden bed. The leaves that you see down here are coming from this medley plum tree. And yeah, I got collards, cabbage, cauliflower, kale. That's it. Okay, they are going to perk up and take off in the cooler weather, because after today, we're only supposed to get temperatures in the 80s. So thank you, Jesus, we made it. I purchased this bug zapper from Amazon. I'm sharing it with you guys now because, well, for one thing, it's on sale, 40% off. I think it's around $23. I don't make any money off of it. I just like to help people. I didn't have any problems with gnats. No major problems anyway with all the houseplants I have in my room. However, when I started growing seedlings for my fall and winter garden, I started accumulating some Anyway, what happens is when you turn the lights out and you plug this in, the insects are attracted to the blue light. They are electrocuted, and then they drop and fall down to the bottom of this thing right here, and you just open it up and empty it. And in about 5 seconds after I turned this on, I caught about 6, or I heard 6 gnats being electrocuted. Okay, I hope I help someone. Bye now. Do you see the little small dots on this towel? Those are the gnats that the bug zapper killed last night. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So apparently it killed a couple of them while I was sleeping. Just want to share that with you. It really does work. You just open up the bottom of it and empty it out. I hope you enjoyed this video. You know that I love you and God loves you too. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye now.